you're holding USDC or USDT right now, one of Canada's biggest banks just quietly got behind a completely different stablecoin. One most Canadians holding US stablecoins have never even heard of. I'm your crypto compass. Let's get your bearings. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through exactly what changed this month. What makes this stablecoin different from the ones most Canadians already hold? And the one thing you should actually check before choosing between them. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for the next time you park cash in a stablecoin. On July 15th, TD Bank Group announced it's stepping in as a reserve custodian for CAD. That's Canada's own CAD-pegged stablecoin. TD will be phased in over the third and fourth quarter of this year, joining two custodians already on the job, Tetra Trust and VersaBank. That brings the total to 3 separate institutions holding the cash reserves that back every CAD in circulation. For a stablecoin, that's the whole ballgame. The custodian is who's actually holding your money behind the scenes. Quick context on where the broader market sits right now. Bitcoin's holding around $64,800 US, and the Fear and Greed Index is sitting at 28, still in fear territory, even as prices stabilize. Stablecoins exist precisely so you don't have to ride that swing, which is exactly why who's actually backing yours matters. This isn't CAD's first regulatory milestone either. It already picked up its final prospectus receipt back in November of last year, making it Canada's only fully compliant, publicly available CAD-pegged stablecoin. So that's the headline, but here's where it actually gets useful for you, because most Canadians holding a stablecoin right now aren't holding this one. Here's the split most people don't realize. USDC and USDT, the two stablecoins the vast majority of Canadian crypto users actually hold, are both pegged to the US dollar, issued by American companies Circle and Tether. QCAD is pegged to the Canadian dollar 1-to-1, and it's issued and regulated right here in Canada under a Canadian prospectus. That's not a small detail. It changes 2 things for you directly. First, if your bank account, your paycheck, and your bills are all in Canadian dollars, holding a USD-pegged stablecoin means you're carrying quiet currency exposure every time the loonie moves, even if the coin itself never depegs. Holding a CAD-pegged coin removes that layer entirely. Second, QCAD sits under Canadian securities oversight with a filed prospectus. USDC and USDT are governed by US rules that are, as of this month, still being finalized. The comment periods on the newest American stablecoin regulations don't even close until August. That's not me saying USDC or USDT are unsafe. It's that the rulebook for the ones you're probably already holding is still being written, while QCAD's already been through Canada's approval process. Now here's the part I want to get to, because knowing the difference is one thing, but knowing exactly what to check before you pick either one is what actually protects your money. I'll walk you through that checklist right after this. Alright, here's the checklist. Before you hold any stablecoin, CAD or USD-pegged, ask these 4 questions. Who's actually holding the reserves? For CAD, that's now TD, Tetra Trust, and VersaBank, all named, all Canadian. For USDC, it's Circle, which just picked up a US bank charter of its own. For USDT, Tether's reserve breakdown has historically been less transparent. Is it actually regulated or just informally offered? CADA has a filed Canadian prospectus. Most USD stablecoins trading on Canadian platforms are approved for trading, not issued under a Canadian prospectus themselves. Can you actually redeem it 1-to-1 for real cash? and how fast. That detail lives in the issuer's own documentation. Always check it before you park a meaningful amount anywhere. And finally, no stablecoin, CAD or USD-pegged, is covered by CDIC deposit insurance. None of them. Treat a stablecoin as a stablecoin, not a savings account. Run through those 4 checks and you'll know exactly what you're actually holding, not just what the coin is called. If breakdowns like this, plain checklists, no hype, are useful to you, hitting subscribe means you'll catch the next one. I cover Canadian crypto news every week. So, to recap, TD Bank just became the 3rd named custodian backing CAD, Canada's own fully compliant CAD-pegged stablecoin, and that gives Canadians a homegrown alternative to the USD-pegged coins most people already hold. Whichever one you choose, run it through that 4-point checklist first. If you found this useful, hit subscribe and tap the bell. I break down what Canadian crypto and banking news actually means for your money every week. Next up, I'm digging into how corporate Bitcoin treasuries are starting to split into buyers and sellers. That's a shift worth watching if you hold any Bitcoin ETF. What's your biggest question about stablecoins in Canada? Drop it below.